Hello dear students, welcome back to the another session of social studies. Today we are on history portion. Our chapter is chapter number 2, from hunting, gathering to growing food. In the ancient time, the early humans they started hunting. Then from hunting they started gathering the food. And then when they started gathering the food, then they started to grow food. So in this chapter we are going to see that how the early humans, they evolved from hunting to gathering food to growing food. So let's begin the chapter. Tushar's train journey. Tushar was going from Delhi to Chennai for his cousin's wedding. This is the story of Tushar. Okay. He was going from Delhi to Chennai for his cousin's wedding. They were traveling by train and he had managed to squeeze into the window seat, his nose glued to the glass pane. As he watched trees and houses fly past, his uncle tapped his shoulder and said, "Do you know that trains were first used about 150 years ago? And that people began using buses a few decades later." Tushar wondered when people couldn't travel quickly from one place to another. Did they spend their entire lives wherever they were born? Not quite. So this was Tushar's question to himself. When there were no vehicles, when there were no transport system, and how did people they travel quickly from one place to another? He was thinking that did they spend their entire life by settling in one place only? So let us see whether during the ancient time people they stayed in one place or they traveled or moved from one place to another. The earliest people, why were they on the move? Why the people during the ancient time they used to keep on moving from one place to another? We know about people who lived in the subcontinent as early as 2 million years ago. Today we describe them as hunter-gatherers. The name comes from the way in which they got their food. Generally, they hunted wild animals, caught fish and birds, gathered fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, stalks and eggs. In the previous chapter also we studied about what, where, how and when people they lived and traveled from one place to another, how they started settling in one place and why they kept on moving from one place to another, what was the reason. So everything we've learned on the previous chapter, and here in this chapter we are going to learn about how from hunters they started gathering food, and then after they started gathering the food, how did they started growing the food. So hunter-gatherers moved from one place to place. There are many reasons for this. First, if they had stayed at one place for a long time, they would have eaten up all the available plant and animal resources. Therefore, they would have had to go elsewhere in search of food. Second, animals move from place to place, either in search of smaller prey or, in the case of deer and wild cattle, in search of grass and leaves. That is why those who hunted them had to follow their movements. So in the first how did they move? They were thinking that if they stay in one place for a year and year, then they will eat up all the animals and the natural resources from that place, and nothing will be left out in that place. So for this is the reason first why they move from place to place. Second reason is that they hunt the animals. So they used to follow the animals because animals doesn't stay in one place. They go in search of the food. And that's why this is the second reason why the early human, they moved from place to place. They used to follow the animals for hunting, and this is the reason why they used to cross miles and miles in search and this is the reason why they kept on moving. They used to follow the animals and keep on moving. Third, plants and trees bear fruit in different seasons. So people have moved from seasons to season in search of different kinds of plants. We know that all plants doesn't grow in the same season. Each and every plant and food, they have a different climatical season. So that's why they did not they also moved from season to season, and this is the reason also why they started gathering the fruits from place to place. Fourth, people, plants and animals need water to survive. Water is found in lakes, streams and rivers. While many rivers and lakes are perennial with water throughout the year, others are seasonal. People living on their banks would have had to go in search of water during the dry seasons, winter and summer. So people, they also moved in search of water. They settled near the banks of the river. In the previous chapter also we saw that people, they started settling near the banks of the river, because we know the river, they are unstoppable. They keep on flowing. The rivers comes from the mountain, and then it keeps on flowing. So this is a reason also why people, they moved in search of water from place to place. During the dry season, they go to the place where they can find the water. People also got interested in taming animals also. Okay, people, they also got interested in taming animals. So that's why they also moved from place to place. How do we know about this people? Archaeologists. Who are archaeologists? The one who finds out the history of the past people by digging the earth, and then finding out the ornaments, then stones, then tools, whatever they get. And they also find out from the ashes of the burning wood or the burning materials. So archaeologists have found some of the things hunter-gatherers made and used. It is likely that people made and used tools of stone, wood and bone, of which stone tools have survived best. So archaeologists, they have found traces of huts or houses at some sites, then bones of animals, then stone tools. So through this they came to know about the past. Some of these stone tools were used to cut meat and bones, scrap bark from trees and hides, animal skins, chop fruit and roots. Some may have been attached to handles of bone or wood to make spears and arrows for hunting. Other tools were used to chop wood, which was used as firewood. Wood was also used to make huts and tools. So wood were also used in making huts and also houses. Then why the early man made the stone tools for hunting, for taking out the flesh of the meat, then for breaking the branches of the leaves, and then also to chop the fruit on also the roots, and they used to have a sharp arrows for hunting. Okay, they have sharp arrows for hunting. As you can see here in the picture, this is a stone tool which is very sharp. They used it for digging the soil. Okay, for digging the soil they use this sharp tool, stone tool. Choosing a place to live in. Look at map 2 below. All the places marked with red triangles are sites from which archaeologists have found evidence of hunter-gatherers. So this is the map. Whatever places are marked with the red triangle. Now where is red triangle? Here. Bhimbetka. Then here. Hangsji. Then here also. Kurnul caves. Then after that only 1, 2, 3 we can see. So these are the places where the archaeologists they have found the evidence of hunter-gatherers. Then many sites were located near sources of water such as rivers and lakes. Now rivers and lakes. As stone tools were important, people tried to find places where good quality stone was easily available. Now see, I was talking about the rivers and the lakes. Rivers and lakes, you can see the Neolithic site. Okay, the Neolithic sites, which is a Neolithic site, which is marked in the square box, blue color here. All these are Neolithic site. Then we have megalithic site. Megalithic site is where? In the green here, megalithic site. Then we have early villages. Early villages. Where is the early villages? Here in Amgaon. Early villages. Okay. Then modern cities. Modern cities are Mumbai. Here, Kolkata. Understood? Rock paintings and what they tell us. A painting from a rock shelter. Describe the painting. So rock painting. The paintings which are made on the caves or which are made on the stones. Those are known as on the rocks. Rocks means stones only. Big hard substances. So the paintings are also made there. Many of the caves in which these early people lived have paintings on the walls. Some of the best examples are from Madhya Pradesh and southern Uttar Pradesh. These paintings show wild animals drawn with great accuracy and skill. Now we have sites. Sites are places where the remains of things, tools, pots, buildings, etc. were found. These were made, used and left behind by people. These may be found on the surface of the earth, buried under the earth or sometimes even under water. You will learn more about different sites in later chapters. So you will learn more about the different sites where early man used to live, where they used to stay. All this you are going to learn about in the next chapter. Now finding out about fire. Now how was fire invented? Find the Kurnul caves on map 2. Kurnul caves. Where is the Kurnul caves? It is here. Okay, the Kurnul caves. It is here. Traces of ash have been found here. So archaeologists, how they found the evidence of caves? By the ashes. Okay, the burned ashes, the burned materials of the ashes. This suggests that people were familiar with the use of fire. Fire could have been used for many things, as a source of light, to roast meat and to scare away animals. We know that early humans, how did they invented or created the fire? How did they came to know about the fire? First of all, they looked, there was a thunder, and due to which many animals and trees were burnt. And this is the reason they actually came to know that it will, by clashing of something on the earth's surface, we can create fire. Then they started rubbing the two stones and invented the fire. Then later on, how did they use the fire? They started using in foods. Before they used to eat the raw meat, but after when they invented the fire, they started roasting the meat, all the foods they started roasting and eating, and then they used in the caves for making the caves this one brighter. Before they used to stay in the dark caves, but after the invention of fire, they started using inside the caves also to make it look brighter. Then after that, they used this fire. They used the fire for scaring the animals, for chasing the animals away from them. Next, we have a changing environment. Around 12,000 years ago, there were major changes in the climate of the world, with a shift to relatively warm conditions in many areas. This led to the development of grassland. This in turn led to an increase in the number of deer, antelope, goat, sheep and cattle. That is, animals that survived on grass. Those who hunted these animals now followed them, learning about their food habits and then breeding season. It is likely that this helped people to start thinking about herding and rearing these animals themselves. Fishing also became important. Now, early man, they started following the animals because animals they stay in a natural they stay in a natural habitat. Okay, so they started following the natural habitat of animals, the early humans, and later on they kept taming the animals. They kept the animals for rearing, and in this way they have adapted themselves in the changing environment. The beginning of farming and herding. This was also a time when several grain-bearing grasses, including wheat, barley and rice, grew naturally in different parts of the subcontinent. Man, women and children probably collected these grains as food and learned where they grew and when they ripened. This may have led them to think about growing plants on their own. In this way, people became farmers. Now, how people became farmers? The ancient people, how they became farmers? By gathering the fruits, by gathering the seeds, and then they started planting and growing the crops as well. First of all, they started leaving the banks of the river. Then when they saw that through a seed a plant grows and the plant gives food. So that's why in this is the reason why they started farming. This was the beginning of the cultivation for them. Next, a new way of life. If you plant a seed, you will notice that it takes some time to grow. This may be for several days, weeks, months, and in some cases years. When people began growing plants, it meant that they had to stay in the same place for a long time, looking after the plants, watering, weeding, driving away animals and birds, till the grain ripened, and then the grains had to be used carefully. Now, a new way of life. Before, early man, they used to move from one place to another for hunting, for gathering food. Now, after when they started gathering food, they started growing the plants. And we know that if we are planting something, then it will take several weeks, several days, and then it will take a year also. So in this way, the early humans, they started living in one place in order to look after the plants. So they found a new way of living. Now they formed a village. Slowly they started forming a village because they have to look after the plants, so they cannot move from one place to another. Now for growing the plants, for cultivating the crops, they had settled in one place. So this was their new way of life. As grains had to be stored for both food and seed, people had to think of ways of storing it. In many areas, they began making large clay pots or wood baskets or dug pits into the ground. Now, storing animals. Animals multiply naturally. Besides, if they are looked after carefully, they provide milk, which is an important source of food, and meat wherever required. In other words, animals that are reared can be used as a store of food. Now they started storing the animals because they came to know the benefits from the animals, what they will be getting from the animals. Like they started keeping the sheep, they started keeping the goats. From them they get milk, and they also started keeping the hens and the many kinds of animals which gives them meat. So in this way they started storing the food for them for a longer period. Finding out about the first farmers and herders. You will notice, okay, on map 2 you will notice a number of blue squares. Each marks a site from where archaeologists have found evidence of early farmers and herders. So blue square. Let us move to on map 2. Okay, now blue square. Where is the blue square? The Neolithic sites. This is a blue square. So archaeologists, they found how the people, the early human, they started farming. These are found all over the subcontinent. Some of the most important ones are in the northwest, in present-day Kashmir, and in east and south India. To find out whether these sites were settlements of farmers and herders, scientists study evidence of plants and animal bones. One of the most exciting finds includes remains of burnt grains. Scientists can identify these grains, and so we know that a number of crops were grown in different parts of the subcontinent. They can also identify the bones of different animals in order to find out whether the ancient people, they started farming in those areas or not. What did the archaeologists or the scientists did? They started finding more evidence by visiting those places, and they started digging the land, and they found the bones of the animals, then the grains also. Okay, the burnt grains also they found, and through which the scientists and the archaeologists, they discovered that early men, they started farming from those areas. Now towards a settled life. Now we know that from hunting they started gathering food. Then from gathering food they started growing foods. Now for growing foods, what they have to do, they have to stay in one place in order to look after the crops. Now when they started looking after the crops, they made a village. They started living in that village. So the formation of village was done, and there they said they had a settled life. Archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at some sites. For instance, the Boza home in present-day Kashmir, people built pit houses which were dug into the ground with steps leading into them. This may have provided shelter in cold weather. Archaeologists have also found cooking huts both inside and outside the huts, which suggests that depending on the weather, people could cook food either indoor or outdoor. Now, some stone tools have been found from many sites as well. Many of these are different from the earlier Paleolithic tools, and that is why they are called Neolithic. This includes tools that were polished to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles used for grinding grain and other plant produce. Mortars and pestles are used for grinding grains even today. Several thousand years later, at that same time, tools of the Paleolithic types continue to be made and used. And remember, some tools were also made of bones. So all the tools are not made of stone. They are also made from the animal's bones. Many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. These were sometimes decorated and were used for storing things. People began using pots for cooking food, especially grains like rice, wheat, and lentils that now became an important part of the diet. Besides, they began weaving cloth using different kinds of materials, for example, cotton, that could now be grown. Did things change everywhere and all at once? Not quite. In many areas, men and women still continued to hunt and gather food, and elsewhere, people adopted farming and herding slowly over several thousand years. Besides, in some cases, people tried to combine these activities, doing different things during different seasons. Now, a closer look living and dying in Mehrgarh. Now, Mehrgarh on the map, let us see where is it. Now, where is Mehrgarh? It is here. Okay. See, it is not. It does not belong in the parts of India. It is in our neighboring country. See, before in early man's time, people, they did not have any partition, any borders. They used to travel in the subcontinents. Okay, subcontinents means Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan. They used to travel because for them it was just a land. This site is located in a fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, which is one of the most important routes into Iran. Mehrgarh was probably one of the places where people learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in this area. It is one of the earliest villages that we know about. At this site, many animals' bones were found. Bones of wild animals such as the deer and pig, and also bones of sheep and goat were found. Other finds at Mehrgarh include remains of square or rectangular houses. Each house had 4 or more compartments, some of which may have been used for storage. When people die, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. People look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death. Burial is one such arrangement. Several burial sites have been found at Mehrgarh. In one instance, that person was buried with goats, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Elsewhere, cave paintings in France. Find France in your atlas. Atlas means it has a map. All kinds of maps are there in this book, Atlas. The paintings below is from a cave in France. This site was discovered by 4 school children more than 100 years ago. Paintings like this were made between 20,000 and 10,000 years ago. Many of these were of animals, such as wild horses, urochs, and older wild form of cattle. bison, woolly rhinoceros, reindeer, and bear, painted in bright colors. These colors were made from minerals like ochre or iron ore and charcoal. It is possible that these paintings were done on ceremonial occasions, or perhaps they were made for special rituals performed by hunters before they went in search of prey. So this was about the chapter from hunters to gatherer foods to growing crops. So next time we will meet with a new chapter. Till then, everybody take care and thank you so much.